On the outskirts of Riyadh nestles a special prison Saudi officials would like to brag about. A high-security prison, it looks like a luxurious hotel with queen-size beds, minibars, and an indoor swimming pool. The prison has a lush conjugal visit wing where inmates can spend up to 5 hours with their wives at least once a month. The name of the prison is al-Qaida, which is thought to hold up to 5,000 prisoners. This rosy picture of the prison gets grim every now and then by bits of information that ooze out, much to the dismay of Saudi spin doctors.
الحادث اللي حدث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.
Then you could be sort of assassinated in the Saudi embassy in Istanbul.
Meanwhile, Saudi cleric Salman al-Auda, who is held in al-Qaida, has reportedly been denied medical treatment since his detention in 2017. According to al-Auda's son, because of the torture, my father developed some conditions, specifically high blood pressure. He needed medication that they denied him for weeks, until his health deteriorated and they hospitalized him for a few days.
This particular prison has been reported to be an interesting prison in the sense that there are different sections of that prison. Some of it are defined when you do a bit of research on it, is that it's a luxury sort of hotel prison. But there's another section where there are political dissidents who have been imprisoned for many years on trumped up charges. And that particular section is not in the best of the situations. Lots of human rights abuses take place and torture, and really the whole sort of arena of Saudi sort of brutality occurs in this prison as well.
Amid the coronavirus pandemic, fear has now haunted the prison as 2 cases have been reported from al-Qaida. Meanwhile, concerns have grown, especially following the death of the leading rights activist Abdullah al-Hamid in a Riyadh hospital. He was serving an 11-year prison sentence in al-Qaida before he had a stroke in his prison cell in April.
The Saudi Ministry of Interior, which obviously manages and administers this particular prison, works very closely with the United States of America, the State Department, and also other security forces. It has been reported over the years that many of the prison officials, many of the people in the Ministry of Interior and the security services have been trained by the USA. And some reports say that this is another kind of American imperialism, dubbed as prison imperialism. So really, what we have seen in the USA in the recent past of human rights abuse and the killing of black people in the USA, similar kind of policy is being sold to the Saudi authorities by the USA to really muzzle any dissident that may appear on the horizon in Saudi Arabia.
Al-Haya prison has yet another wing, which might sound strange to modern ears: the royal family wing. Right now, Princess Basma bin Saud bin Abdulaziz Al Saud is being kept inside Al-Haya with her 28-year-old daughter, Saud. The youngest grandchild of King Abdulaziz Al Saud, who founded the Saudi kingdom, Basma is in a life-threatening condition. According to two sources close to Basma, there are other princesses in there with her, not in cells but in rooms. She is not a criminal or a terrorist, but she's been thrown in prison where criminals and terrorists are. For the past 4 or 5 months, they stopped providing her with medical care or responding to the things she has requested. It's not clear why the princess was thrown into prison. Security footage shows a group of men waiting for her at her Jeddah house to escort her to Al-Haya in March last year.
This is really a deterrent to show to other women that, they are willing to even arrest one of their nobility, if you like. But at the end of the day, the Saudi regime, the ruling elite, the current prince, who is very close to Mr. Trump and is an ally of America, wants to show to its other ordinary non-royal nationals that if we can do this to a person from the royalty, then really the ordinary people must take heed of that.
Basma is known as a vocal advocate for reform, who has had good relations with Prince Mohammed bin Nayef, the former crown prince whom Mohammed bin Salman succeeded in 2017. Mohammed bin Nayef, along with a number of other Saudi princes, including Prince Ahmed bin Abdulaziz, the younger brother of King Salman, is also kept in Al-Haya. They were arrested in the late palace purge in March this year by direct order of bin Salman. Rumor has it that bin Nayef had a heart attack inside the prison in mid-May. Al-Haya has long been associated with physical abuse. Back in 2007, SABQ online newspaper posted video clips that showed a prison guard beating 2 prisoners who were writhing in pain.
As for prison conditions in Saudi Arabia, generally, in 2017, which I'm sure you must have had a look at this report, the United Nations Human Rights Commission visited 857 Saudi prisons and detention centers. And really, they described them as appalling and citing overcrowding, inadequate healthcare, and unavailability of services for handicapped inmates and other concerns. So this is the sort of, the United Nations Human Rights Commission itself pointing out the tragedy of prisons in Saudi Arabia and the conditions that the prisoners have to sort of endure when they get into the Saudi prison.
At a higher level, Al-Haya prison is a metaphor for the Saudi kingdom as a whole. At first glance, it seems a rich country that promises a peaceful life for each and every citizen, a kingdom where human rights are cherished regardless of individuals' social class and background. But unfortunately, things are not always as they may appear.
والله أنهم يقاتلون وعلى جزيرة العرب